Today we will study about domain name system. Okay, DNS, that is domain name system. Okay, so suppose you want to search a particular website. Suppose let us say Cricinfo. Okay, so you want to search cricinfo.com. And obviously you type, you open your Google or you and you write there Cricinfo, and corresponding that website is open to you. But suppose you want to open this Cricinfo by using this particular IP address, that is 52.19. I think it is the IP address of Cricinfo that is 52.19.167.9. Okay, so this is the IP address of Cricinfo. So have you ever opened this any website using the IP address? I think never, because it is very I could say that it is not feasible to remember this IP address for every website. Okay, so rather we use the name. This is the domain name. Okay, so we never use this IP address, rather we use the domain name. So we just type this domain name, and it is the responsibility of the internet to provide the corresponding IP address, and through that IP address we retrieve some information from this cricinfo.com. Okay, so we never use this IP address. Okay, and because it is very difficult to remember. Okay, so we will never tell anybody that please open this IP address. Suppose you never tell anybody please open this IP address, rather of suppose your college. Rather you will say that just you write the gmit.org. So in that way you can open that corresponding the website. Okay, but you never tell the IP address of GMIT, because we do not know and we cannot remember this full name. Full IP address. Rather we used to keep in mind this name. So this thing we will this thing you should keep it is easy to remember rather than this one. Okay, so you can say some analogy like that. In a phone book, suppose you take a phone book, and in the phone book you always search a number using the name, not the number. First we will search the name, that to this person I want to connect. Then you search the name and you connect, and the phone book is arranged in that order. Suppose you want to find the name of, suppose a name starting with suppose G. So you open the phone book with G, and you search and you get the name. And after that, getting the name, you search for its corresponding mobile number or phone number. In that way, same thing has happened over here. We search first. We search the. It is easy to search the name, and from the name you can search the corresponding IP address. And this searching is done by the DNS server. Okay. So we will study how this is done. Okay, that how this DNS will fetch you the corresponding IP address. Basically, it is done in two ways. It is basically done in two ways. One is your recursive method, and another is iterative method. Okay, so we will study all these recursive and iterative method afterwards. But let us see this why this is important. Now see, suppose you have launched a website. Okay, now you have hired that suppose Amazon or GoDaddy. Now after that your website is launched, and you give the customer to the name of the website, so they remember the website name. And after some day, suppose Amazon want to shift the IP address, particular IP address, from one IP address to another IP address. It is a very common practice. Okay, so in that case, internally it will shift, but that will not affect the domain name. Okay, so domain name will be remembered by everybody. So whatever internally is happening, that IP address is changed, it does not affect. Okay, and also in that case also, suppose initially your website was in Amazon, but now since you want to shift to GoDaddy. So in that case also, your domain name will be same, but your IP address may be changed. But if you provide only the IP address to the customer, then you have to again provide, if you want to change the service provider, then you have to again provide the corresponding IP address to all the customers. So it is not a feasible one. So rather, we will go for the name, domain name, and internally whatever IP address is changed, we don't take care about it. Okay. So let us say what normally how this is basically work. So suppose there is, you want to search some Cricinfo, suppose say cricinfo.com. Okay, so you want to search this, and in general whatever format it is in network, first there is a root server. Okay, and under this root server there are 13 such names, 13 such servers is there. That is .org, suppose another is .com, maybe another is .in. This is .in means India, suppose MIL, it is military, then .edu. Okay, so this is under the root server. Okay, and this is called nothing but either they are called the generic server or country server. Generic server, or it may name as country server. This is country server. Okay, and suppose under this one, under this this generic or country server, there is another below this line, that is, it is called authoritative server. Authoritative server. Okay, now what is authoritative server, I will just telling you. Okay, now suppose, and there is another thing called resolver. Suppose you want to find this Cricinfo, so you send this to resolve. So this information is go to the resolver first. Maybe it may happen that resolver has that corresponding IP address with itself in the cache. Obviously, maybe it may so happen that just a few times back you have again searched for this Cricinfo, so it was already present in the cache. So it will give you the corresponding IP address when it get the request from you. Okay, so it is a very fast process. Maybe if that corresponding IP address is not present in the resolver, then it will do what? It will send your request via resolver to this root server. Okay, then root server will ultimately take the decision where it will send this Cricinfo. So since it is .com, and obviously you should remember that it is read from right hand side to left hand side, so it will first read .com. So root server will send your request to the .com server. Okay, and from .com server it will send to, it will see that it is Cricinfo, so it will say, oh yeah, I know that where it is found, so it will send this your request to the authoritative server. And this authoritative server has you can say database of where each and every corresponding IP address is stored. Okay, so this is the name and this is corresponding IP address. Okay, and it may so happen that Cricinfo has n number of IP address. So this authoritative server will provide this IP address, will take one of the IP address and it will send it to suppose to the resolver. Okay, and this resolver will send you that IP address, and after that maybe this IP address is hosted in some European countries. So from after you getting this IP address, then this IP address will by this IP address you will just it automatically will go to that particular host country where the IP address has been hosted, and from there you will get your corresponding information. So this way, this basically it works. Okay, so there are two types. One is iterative and another is recursive. So we will study how the iterative and recursive may happen. Okay, so we will see like this way that in case of iterative, you will first send this message to resolver, then resolver will send this to root server, then root server will send from where you can find this corresponding address, then it will fetch that this .com to resolver, then resolver will contact this .com, okay, and this .com will say that you go to the authoritative server. So from here again that information will send to the resolver, and finally resolver will contact with authoritative server, and from authoritative server it will go to the resolver, and finally from resolver it will go to the to you. Okay, this is the iterative one. And in case of recursive server, this happen like this way. You send this your request to resolver will send the request to root server will send this request to .com will send the authoritative server, taking the information, it will revert back to the .com will revert back the information to the root server, and root server will revert back the information to the resolver, and resolver will revert back the information to the click info. So this is case of recursive, and in case of recursive, the root server is working a bit long, because unless and otherwise it get the information from this, it will work for you. Okay, so obviously in case of recursive, the root server is taking extra care, but in case of iterative, you will send the whatever you need, you will send your information to the resolver will send that information to the root server, and root server know that where this information will come, so it will just provide that .com to resolver, and after that it is the resolver headache to resolve this. So resolver will then contact .com, and in that case root server will not take part in searching, and again this .com will send that information to resolver. Again resolver will go for this authoritative server will send the request to resolver, and resolver will send the information to Cricinfo. So this is the case of recursive. Okay, so this is basically about domain name system. So let us try to understand what is recursive. So suppose this is my say this is okay. So this is your first machine, that is, let us say this is M1. Okay, now you send your request to this one. This is local cache or resolver. This is called local cache or resolver. Okay, or rather it's a DNS resolver. Okay, and from here the request is sent to this part. This is called root server. This is the root server. Okay, so this is number 2. From root server it will go to the top level domain server. So this is top level domain server. Okay, from the top level domain server, this is the top level domain server. From this top level domain server it will go to the authoritative server. So this is number 4. This is your authoritative server where the actual IP address resides. So this is authoritative server. Okay, and here your actual IP address resides here. Okay, so this information will be, that is the IP address. So this information will send back to the top level domain server. This is number 5, and it will carry the IP address. And from top level domain server this information will send back to the root server. This is number 6. From root server that information will send to the local cache or DNS resolver. This is number 7. And from local cache or DNS resolver it will go back to the corresponding to you, let us say. So it is number 8. And after you get your corresponding IP address, then you will search that IP address from its particular area where it has been launched. So this is all about the recursive. So we can say that this is recursive. Recursive is done with this fashion. Recursive. Okay. Now, if you say that you want to do it in suppose let us say in iterative format, same thing, nothing new. So there will be M1, and you will send information to this local cache. This is your local cache or DNS resolver. From this, that your corresponding request is being sent to this one, that is root server. Okay, now root server, this is number 2, root server know from where to contact, so it will give that your corresponding answer to the resolver, that is suppose say let us .com. So this is number 3. There is an author top level. Now this is your top level domain server, So this will, after getting this information, this local cache or this DNS resolver will ask for the IP address from this top level domain server. So it will be number 4, and this top level domain server will give the corresponding IP address of the authoritative server. So this is number 5. Okay, and this is your authoritative server AS, let us say. So this will be number 6, and this will be number 7. Corresponding IP address has been sent, and that information will send back to the to you. Okay, so this way the iterative works. So this is the corresponding iterative format. Okay, so this number 3. So this number 3, what is number 3 is doing? This number 3 will return the IP address of the domain server. It will return the IP address of this corresponding domain server or root server having the information. So load of root server. So in that case, after it send this information to the this one, that is local cache, then this root server has no responsibility now. So the load of root server is now reduced in case of iterative server. Okay. So this way the working procedure carries. Okay, and one thing normally you have to understand that DNS use UDP protocol. Okay, now why UDP? So I will write that DNS use UDP protocol because we want to find the IP address very fast. Okay, so we use DNS use UDP protocol as it is very fast. Okay, so this way the working is done. So hope you understand this, how the DNS server is work. So what we have studied till now, that what is DNS, that is domain name system. So domain name system is basically used to resolve the domain name to the corresponding IP address. So there are two ways that you can do this work, via recursive method, and one is iterative method. In case of recursive method, the corresponding root server takes a bit responsibility because you see that from the local cache some request is sent to the local root server then will fetch and send that query to the top level domain server, then top level domain server to the authoritative server, and the corresponding answer will be fetched back to the top level server, and after that it send back to the root server, then root server will send back to the local cache. So in case of iterative, this amount of thing is been controlled by root server, but in case of iterative, just he knows that in which top level domain server your answer is there, so it will send just that IP address, and after that root server is released. So in case of iterative, root server, the workload of root server is to some extent less. Okay, so this is so we have studied that there are two types of root server, that is recursive and iterative, and DNS use UDP protocol because it is fast. There are suppose there are this 13 type of generic and country server is there. So we have studied all these things about DNS. This comes in the exam about 5 marks. So I think it is sufficient that if you write all this, you will get 5 out of 5. Okay, thank you.